3 points of contact. Climb up in the truck. Got your seat belt. It's properly mounted, secured. I don't see any cuts or frays on the seat belt itself. It locks and unlocks, and it's properly mounted, secured. My gear shifter is properly mounted, secured to the floor of the truck. My splitter works properly. On the floor itself, there's no debris that can slide up underneath the brake pedal or the gas pedal while I'm driving. I'm gonna do a safe start. On my safe start, I have my safe start. So now I'm gonna start with my windshield. My windshield is properly mounted, secured. It's sealed properly, which I don't see any leaks coming through inside the windshield itself. There's no illegal stickers or any obstructions to my view of my windshield. I have my air horn. It's properly mounted, secured, and it works. I have my city horn. It's properly mounted, secured, and it works. When it comes to my gauges, I have my oil pressure gauge. It's at the proper level, and it should build within seconds of cranking the truck itself. The voltmeter should register between 13 to 14 volts, and it's the proper level. My water temperature gauge should be between 125 to 170 degrees on my water temperature gauge. My RPMs or my tachometer, I can show you that it works by pressing the gas, and you see that my tachometer works. My speedometer, I cannot show you that it works because the truck is not in the moving position. When it comes to, this is my application gauge. My application gauge is, I'll press the brake pedal. You'll see that my application gauge moves, which indicated that it works. I have my primary and my secondary air pressure gauge. They are both within at the proper level. You have your windshield wipers. My windshield wipers work. If I push the knob in, you can see that the cleaning solution comes out to clean my windows. Here's my headlights. So you can put your turn my headlights on. If I flip the switch, you see that my high beam indicator is working. It's the blue light right here. You have your fuel gauge and also your diesel exhaust fluid gauge. Both of them at their proper level, and both of the indicators, they work. I have my defrost system. My defrost system, if I turn it on, I can feel it coming from the top, and it's blowing out the bottom. Now, in order for me to perform my air brake test, I must first chock my wheels. I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna chock my wheel on my front tire. I have my 3 points of contact as I get out. I have my 3 points of contact as I enter into the cab. So, once again, in order to perform your air brake test, I must chock my wheels. I have to allow my pressure to build between 100 and 125 psi in both my primary and my secondary air tanks. I'm gonna release my parking and my emergency brake. Now, I'm gonna turn the truck off, and I'm gonna turn the key to the on position without cranking the truck. And with non-applied pressure, I should lose no more than 3 psi in 1 minute in my primary and my secondary gauge. Okay, 1 minute is up. Now by applying pressure, I should lose no more than 4 psi after the initial pressure drop in my primary and secondary tanks. Okay, now that minute is up. Now, by applying my brakes at 60 psi, my warning device should come on. So here's my warning device on my primary and secondary gauge. Once again, by applying my brakes at approximately 20 to 45 psi, my spring brake should come on. My trailer brake should come on at approximately 40 psi, and my parking brake should come on at approximately 20 psi. Okay, both knobs have popped out, and it's within the range of 40 to 20 psi. I'm gonna crank my truck to reset my compressor. I'm gonna do a safe start by make sure my truck is in neutral. Now, by applying my, I'm gonna rev up my engine till it's at least 15 RPMs, and at 15 RPMs, it should build up to between 100 and 125 psi in 2 to 3 minutes. Primary is at 100, so my secondary should start building now. Now that my gauges are at least 100 to 125 psi, I'm gonna do what they call a tug test. On a tug test, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna release my parking brake, and I'm gonna pull against the locked trailer brake. Actually, first, I gotta remove my wheel chock. I'm gonna do my 3 points of contact as I get out the truck. In the truck. So now I'm gonna do the tug test with my trailer brake lock and my parking brake release. So my trailer brake works. So now I'm gonna pull out my parking brake and I'm gonna release my trailer brake. I'm gonna do the same thing, pull against the lock brake. My parking brake works. Now I'm gonna release both my parking and my trailer brake. And I'm gonna let the truck roll for about 5 miles per hour. Push the brake. My service brake works. That's the end of my air brake test.